Well, energy policy has been central to this administration. It was big and out front for the campaign before President Trump was reelected in 2024. And it's been front and central. Chris Wright, the Secretary of Energy, has, I think, done some impressive things. He's in Venezuela now, helping them. It's been 7 weeks now since Maduro was ousted, working to get Venezuela back up and running. They're putting out about 700,000 barrels of oil a day. They think they can get it to 3 million. It'd be very important. Join me is RT Treviño, oil and gas expert. He runs Pecos Country Energy, privately owned oil and gas exploration company in Fort Worth, Texas. RT, nice to see you again.
Oh, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, energy policy, very important. Obviously, Venezuela is moving in the right direction, but there is a concern today that with the American fleet parked basically in the Persian Gulf and the Mediterranean, that an attack on Iran could send oil prices surging. I just looked West Texas Intermediate today at just under $68 a barrel. It's kind of been in that area for a number of months, fluctuating up or down a few dollars either direction, but it's stood there for a while. But if we attack Iran, it could send oil prices going up, surging. And that's not a good time heading into an election, is it?
No, it never is to increase prices when an election's coming right ahead, but it will be real surprising if we actually see these prices surge higher. Some experts are saying that we could see $100 oil if there is a true disruption in the Middle East. But right now, make no doubt about it, I'm sure President Trump, along with the team in the Department of Energy and the Department of War, are looking at every option available for this disruption not to happen, Steve. But if it did, I think we would see another increase in the price. I do not think we would see that $100 oil price.
Well, let me ask you this, because I think you and I have talked about this before. We don't need anybody else's oil anymore. We don't need their natural gas. We don't need their coal. We don't need energy from anybody else because we produce more than we will ever need here in America. We are the #1 producer of oil in the world now, plus the natural gas reserves we have are remarkable, the coal, remarkable. So why would our prices surge? Is it just because of the world market?
The price of oil as a whole globally would surge in this instance with this disruption with Iran due to the fact of the Strait of Hormuz, which is where over 20% of all oil comes from around the world, would probably be disrupted. Keep in mind that strait is only about 20 miles wide. So if Iran was to actually get a hold of that shipping lane, that would truly make a disruption. And that is really the only way we would see $100 oil. But real quick, to go back to your other point, you're absolutely right, Steve, excuse me. We do produce 14 million barrels of oil a day. I know I've said that here and I've said that everywhere. I am proud to say that. And the great state of Texas here produces about 6 million barrels of oil a day. And we are the Saudi Arabia of natural gas right here in America. And as Secretary Wright continues to bring common sense back to the Department of Energy, I have no doubt that as we continue to move forward, we will see ways to refine all that oil that we have here in America and be able to keep it here. On a random note, we do use 21 million barrels of oil a day here in America, and we do produce 14 million. So we do need to continue to drill, baby, drill. And energy security is our national security, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely is. America runs on vast quantities of cheap energy. What fuels our economy. How much could we produce if we maximized our production right now?
That's a real good question. When you look at what we're doing, we have had rig count go down tremendously. I can only imagine, and I don't want to speculate, what we could actually produce on a daily basis if we brought those rig counts to what they were just 3 or 4 years ago, especially with the technology that we have today. We are drilling deeper and longer laterals than ever before, and these wells are producing more oil than ever before. And again, with things like AI and just new efficiency technologies, we will only continue to extract those hydrocarbons from the earth a lot more efficient rate and hopefully keep the price down.
Right. So I guess what I'm hearing here, if there's a strike on Iran and it goes after their nuclear facilities or their command and control or their ballistic missile assembly sites, things like that, probably won't disrupt oil out of the Middle East. But if the Strait of Hormuz is compromised, that's where a problem exists.
Yes, that's correct. If Iran actually takes over the Strait of Hormuz, and keep in mind, I do believe we have at least 2 naval fleets in the area. But if Iran was to do that, they would also be shooting themselves in the foot because they would also be disrupting their oil coming in and out, believe it or not, and that would actually hurt them in their price of what they receive. So they would actually be shooting themselves in the foot. But also, you got to keep
Right.
in mind that oil, not only would they need it for consumption, but they would that's also their major income source for the Ayatollah. So, for their government, and so that would
Right.
also be shooting them in the foot.
Well, it'd also be a problem for China. China already lost its access to Venezuelan oil. Cuba's on its heels because they're about to go broke. If they make it another 2 months, I'll be surprised. But China would take another big hit off this more than the United States. Last word to you, RT.
Yes, you are correct. China would take another hit. And the reason for the disruption is Iran. What a lot of individuals don't know is that arresting Maduro affected Iran's oil production and really more importantly their oil sales more than what the public knows. And that is why this is going on and why the Iranian government is so furious right now and making these threats.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it, RT. Always a good conversation. Thank you for bringing us up to speed, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so there you have it. We'll see what the president says. I'm guaranteeing you he'll talk about energy at length tonight during the State of the Union. No question about it. Again, you can catch me live beginning at 7 o'clock tonight on Real America's Voice. We'll have 2 hours of coverage, including members of Congress, senators. The list is already impressive of those waiting to get on to have that conversation with me. So we look forward to that tonight. 7 o'clock, Real America's Voice, the speech, of course, at 9 o'clock. I'll take a break and be back. It is The Steve Gerber Show.